Welcome to my next From Season 3 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important if you aren't caught up to the point where I am every watcher you're watching from, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. So I've already reviewed every single episode of From on this channel. I like this show. I think it's really intriguing. Is it amazing? No, but it's still intriguing. I just don't hope, I hope it doesn't end like a bad M. Night Shyamalan twist. That's what I think might happen, but hopefully that's not the case. But I've already reviewed Season 3, Episode 1, the premiere. I'll put that right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. And, of course, I've reviewed every single episode of From besides that, so if you want to check out any of those reviews, I'll put those right here, again, with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. Click on that. That'll be the link to those videos. So, with all that said, this will be From Season 3, Episode 2. The title of this episode is called When We Go. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Victor and Jade are in the bar with a bunch of animals. Jade goes to check on Boyd. He sees Tian-Chen dead. So for all those that thinking that she wasn't going to die, she is indeed dead. I'm sure we'll see her again at some point in some sort of hallucination or something like that, or flashback. Boyd has been left unharmed as the monsters, of course, were messing with him. And that's something I didn't really touch on as much in the last review, that they just kind of left him alone. Like, oh, you think you can do this? Well, we'll prove you wrong, sort of thing. Jade ends up uncuffing Boyd, and he goes to hug Tian-Chen, saying, I'm so sorry, because he had to watch her die. Jim wakes Kenny up as he finds food to feed everyone in the entire town. Tabitha has passed out on Victor's father's front porch. Henry wants her to tell him where she got Victor's lunchbox from. She tells Victor's father, Henry, about the small town that she hasn't been able to get away from. She tells him that Victor gave her the lunchbox about 3 or 4 days ago. Sarah goes to the hospital, and Christy tells her that she has to leave based on what she did before in the previous season. Or seasons, I guess it was season 1 that happened. And she tells Christy that Tian-Chen died, and she leaves after telling her. Marielle asks who is that, and Christy gets very emotional and then tells her Kenny's mom died. It's now snowing as Jade and Boyd wheel Tian-Chen's body to the church. Boyd says we need to make sure that she gets buried with her husband. Jade says, you were in the barn with those things. How are you still alive? Very good question. Boyd then has flashbacks of the monsters ripping away at Tian-Chen. Ethan's upset and wonders if Christy can fix her. He thinks Tian-Chen is still alive. Julie tries to comfort him, and Victor says he has to go and tells Ethan she's dead. And then Victor leaves. Tabitha has Henry do internet searches on her family and looking up different families that are in this small town. He says he doesn't know how she's making this up. Henry actually had called the police, but Tabitha mentioned something about Victor said about something that Victor said about the children, and he tells them that he made a mistake when they come, and then he decides to make Tabitha something to eat. Boyd tells Donna what happened in the barn. Donna asks how many animals he saved and was it really worth it? And then Donna says, we are all we have left. Donna says the game here is fucking rigged, and no matter what hand you play, you fucking lose. Very true. Fatima is puking again. Ellis wants to go see Christy as a precaution. Fatima says she's fine. Ellis says it doesn't feel right. And then Fatima is spitting up blood, and then she realizes that a tooth had came out, and then she tells Ellis, I think we should go see Christy. Marielle tells Ellis and Christy, or Ellis and Fatima, I put Christy by mistake, that she's in town and not at the hospital right now. They don't want to deal with Marielle because of her addiction and how possessed she was. And she says when it comes to pregnancy, she's pretty much seen everything. Boyd talks to Christy. She tells Boyd what happened last night. It wasn't your fault. Jim and Kenny arrive and tell them they found food for everyone. And Jim asks about his kids, and Boyd says they're fine. They know something's wrong. And then Kenny, when they when he's like, "Where's his mom? Where's my mom?" And then they don't really answer him. And then Kenny shouts for his mom. So Kenny goes to the diner. He knows something bad has happened. He knows his mom is probably dead. And Christy follows him in there. And Kenny asks Christy, "Where is she?" And Christy says, "She's in the church." Marielle examines Fatima. She says she needs to eat something as she's super malnourished. Kenny talks about his mom to Christy. She says when he thinks of his dad, all he can think about is seeing him after the monsters had ate him up and, after they killed him. He doesn't see him as like previously before the creature monsters and all that. Kenny asks Christy to make his mom look normal, make her look like her when he sees her again. That way he doesn't have like a bad moment of his last memory of his mom. Then the jukebox in the diner starts randomly playing "Celebrate," and Kenny breaks the jukebox like they're making fun of like the fact that his mom died. I'm not sure what that was about. Jim returns home. Julie says, "You're back. Tian-Chen is dead," and Jim says, "I know." Julie tells Jim that he should have been there. Julie says when Thomas died, she was the only one there for Ethan, as Tabitha and Jim were just not real good parents. Then she tells Jim to get his shit together because he left. He should not have left, especially their mom just left. We don't know what happened to Tabitha. Well, they don't know what happened to Tabitha, and now he just got ups and leaves because he was looking for her. Stick together. The kids need a parent. Victor's dad, Henry, tells Tabitha that his wife heard voices before she disappeared. Victor's dad, Henry, shows Tabitha the room of the children. The last words his kids, Victor and I can't remember his sister's name, the last words he said to them was, "Clean your room or no TV." And when he came home, they were gone. The only explanation he can come up with is that Tabitha is telling the truth. He thinks Tabitha's here for what's in the basement. Christy goes to the church and sees that Jade is with Tabitha. Jade is with Tian-Chen. He didn't want her to be alone as she made him tea. Christy tells Jade that she's not a mortician, and Jade says he'll help. He has experience dressing up people before. Not when they're dead, though. Fatima gets an apology from the chick that wanted to get in the bathroom, and Fatima eats bad crops. So I've noticed I've said Tabitha and Fatima. I've mixed them up like 4 times in this. My bad. Sorry. So yes, Fatima starts chowing down on these bad crops. Ethan asks Donna if she's seen Victor as she's carving up that cow that died in the last episode by the monsters. As Jade and Christy are cleaning up Tian-Chen's body, Sarah comes in with a dress. And then she said something about when they played a game, this was Tian-Chen's favorite dress, and she was going to wear it when they left the town, if they ever got out of there. Kenny's in the bar, and Boyd comes in. Kenny says he's going into the tunnels and will burn a single last fucking one of them, and Boyd says, "Okay, let's do it." So they get to the tunnels, and then Boyd tells Kenny that she wasn't alone. "They made me watch. She was strong." She also said, "Take care of him," in Korean. To Boyd, and then Boyd and Kenny hug. Jade and Christy are done cleaning Tian-Chen. Boyd enters with Kenny into the church, and then Kenny goes to have a last moment with his mom, Tian-Chen. Julie goes to Sarah and thanks her for what she did for her and Ethan, saving them. And Julie says this place is getting to her, and she doesn't want to end up like Sarah. Henry says that his wife painted everything that she saw. Then we have a wake for Tian-Chen, and Tabitha's looking around in this basement of all these pictures that have been painted by Henry's wife, Victor's mom, and it's interesting. And then Ellis asks Boyd how he's holding up, and Boyd says we need more information. Boyd says we're going to catch one of these fucking things. Ethan and Julie are going to do something else before dark. Jim goes into the house, and the phone rings. Jim says hello, and the voice says, "Dad, it's Thomas." And that's what ends this episode of From. So, good episode. Nothing crazy happened. We don't see any of the monsters. I'm going to give the episode an 8.2 out of 10. Well, actually, technically, we do see the monsters as we see what actually happened to Tian-Chen. It said in the end credits that Father Khatri was in this episode. I didn't catch him in it So I skipped through the credits, and maybe I went a little bit too far, and he had a very quick cameo. I don't know, but it says Father Khatri was in the episode. But 8.2 out of 10. My characters of the episode are going to be Boyd, Kenny, and Christy. It was good to see Marielle. I was wondering if she was done. Like, maybe she just left the show because she wasn't shown in the premiere of the season. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of From and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of From, anything you want to add to it, or any questions that you have that I might be able to answer, or if you actually saw Father Khatri and I just missed it somehow, some way, just let me know about that. Of course, remember that I'm going to put my From episode reviews right here, and then I'll put my From Season 3 Episode 1 premiere right there. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel you're watching the video anyway, join the team, share your damn support, and be a part of something special, and you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.